Okay, Google, some information on Zoloft.
Sertraline is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, SSRI. It can treat depression, obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD, social anxiety disorder, and panic disorder.
Well, I don't have any of those, but I just...
Give me time, but I'll take now or never, or I'll miss what I've yet.
Hey, hide the cane, hide the cane. I don't use the cane, where's the cane? Like her father, you know. I'm a little too big, so...
Okay. All right, do you want to say your name again?
Hi, my name is Irene Gorczynski.
All right. When?
Do I have to say I'm related to Cameron?
Yes, say you're related to Cameron.
I'm related to Cameron. He's my grandson.
Okay. All right. First question. What's your earliest childhood memory? Do you have a memory of that?
Well, my earliest childhood memories weren't that great because I didn't have a whole lot of money or any of that stuff. But we had a good family life, but missed out on a lot of things that children have these days. But I'm okay.
Mm.
Had 8 sisters and brothers, which made it fun and not so fun. All my sisters and brothers they passed on, except I have one sister left in Connecticut, Rosemary, which we have a good relationship and a bad relationship. She's just the opposite of me. But I have a lot of nieces and nephews and cousins and so on. But all my aunts and uncles are all passed on also.
What's good and bad about your relationship with your sister? You want to talk?
My father worked on the railroad.
Uh-huh.
He had a very good job, but then alcoholism got in his way. And he died fairly young, in his early 50s. And my mother had to take care of 9 children. She was left with 9 kids. And my mother worked in a factory, I think, a few years. But other than that, she had to take care of her family.
How old were you when your dad died?
I was 5 years old.
Oh, you were 5?
And my sister Rosemary was only a baby. So there's 5 years difference between us.
Do you remember his funeral? Did he have a funeral? I can't hear you. Did you remember his funeral?
Yes, I do. He was laid out in my grandmother's house. That was the way people were laid out then in South Amboy, right across from Sacred Heart Church in South Amboy, in his mom and dad's house. You know how you go to a funeral parlor?
Yeah.
And they're laid out in a coffin?
Yeah.
Well, they were laid out in their living room in a coffin. Yeah, I remember that.
Really? Where is he buried? In the cemetery? In that cemetery?
I don't know where he's buried. No, he's buried, I remember. He's buried in the back road right around the road by DuPont's. I don't know what road that is. In Sayreville.
Oh, wait, what was your mom's maiden name?
Gorczynski.
Gorczynski?
Yeah, they were Polish.
Okay.
Polish-Russian.
Polish-Russian?
That's what I learned out on my dynasty ancestry.
On your dynasty. So what'd you do when he passed away? So your mom got a job?
No, she still had to take care of her children.
So where'd the money come from?
Well, for the state, the state way back when.
Mm.
And then all my aunts were very good to us. They used to take care of us. And to St. Mary's Grammar School, St. Mary's High School. And all my children went to St. Mary's all my children went to Sacred Heart Grammar School. Then they all went to school, except my son Eddie. He went to Sayreville. He's the one with all the money nowadays because he didn't go to college.
All right, let's go back to the childhood again.
Oh, here we go. Wasn't that exciting? My brother Alfie was the oldest, and my sister Florence. And then I think it was my brother Eddie, Smokey, Johnny, Francis. Then I had a sister Doris too. She was, she was born right before me. I think there was but she's been dead for about 50 years already or so. I don't know how many years. She died from lung cancer. But everybody is dead. All my sisters and brothers, except my sister Rosemarie. It was me, Francis, and then Rosemarie. We were the three youngest. And all those big players used to come to our house.
Really?
Joe DiMaggio and Yogi Berra, Dr. Brown. I don't know if Dr. Brown is still alive.
They used to come to your house?
Yep.
Wow, why? Just like to hang
I was a young kid, so. But yeah, I do remember some of those times. They used to have a bus going to Allie Clark Day in New York and all that kind of good stuff. I have a lot of pictures, but they're away somewhere. I don't feel like pulling them out. But one of his grandsons had a big room all dedicated to the New York Yankees and all. He had all those souvenirs from my brother.
How'd you get a job with Dr. Hoffman?
Well, they were looking for a babysitter. But that was interesting because, I answered the phone a lot of times, like on Wednesdays, and I learned a lot. And then they had 5 children, so down the shore I used to watch them in the summer. So all those, about 5 summers in a row, I went down there, which it was fun. Could never enjoy the nightlife because I had to watch those kids. But, there was all the nice places on the boardwalk there, the nightclubs and all. But I was older then, too, because I worked there for a few years. But that was exciting because I learned a lot,
What'd you learn?
Pardon?
What kind of stuff did you learn?
Well, I worked for the doctor, so if I needed to know anything, he would tell me. And then there was a couple of the women that worked there. And I've met a lot of people through them. Then I went to Canada with them and Quebec, and my mother could never afford any of that, so I had a lot of good opportunities when I worked there.
Did you like South Amboy?
No.
Why not?
There isn't anything here.
Not right now, but when you were growing up, were you like?
Yeah, but what did we know? We only knew what we knew, and now I don't like living around there. There isn't anything. Well, everybody's older and so am I, so. But there isn't any there. There's no good restaurants right around here. There There isn't anything. You have to either go into New York, New Brunswick.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was a big, sturdy woman because my sister Rosemary always, and I don't remember her, but yet she used to take care of us. But I remember a few things, and you know, she always used to toe the line. But anyhow, one good thing about I always remember about my grandmother's, she had one of those pianos with the piano roll that you would pump up, you know, play. Do you remember that?
I don't remember it, but was it like something that you would play? It would play a song for you.
Well, it was a regular piano, and then it had the piano, all the music in there, and then as you would pedal, the thing would. That, and in fact, I just saw that the other day on TV. They were advertising something, you know, but that was fun. And all my aunts and uncles were very good on that side. I don't remember my other aunts and uncles from my father and grandmother, the Irish one. My father's, I don't remember them too much. Mm-hmm. But we spend most of our times, that's who watched us if my mother worked. Mm-hmm. My grandmother Gorczynski.
Mm-hmm. Grandma Gorczynski.
But the piano player with the roller, you never saw that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. I don't know whatever happened. I don't know whoever got that.
What was dating like when you were growing up?
Oh, Jesus, forget it.
Do you know?
I didn't have too much time for dating because I had to work all the time. I had a few relationships, but nothing serious. And had a couple of nice guys, you know. A couple of them they're all dead now, too. But I didn't have an exciting dating, you know. Well, we used to go out to dinner, and we used to go to these nightclubs, gyms. There was one on what Highway 35. That's where I met my ex-husband. But that was a nice nightclub thing that we used to go to. Mm-hmm. They had dancing and all of that. Mm-hmm. But no, my dating wasn't that great. But we mainly went like everybody else, but they didn't have those theater clubs or anything where, you know, the comedians, like now they do. But it was fun. Whatever relationships I had. But I'm not talking about the man that I married, so. But we did a lot of good things. You know, we went to a lot of.
Like, did you ever ask a guy on a date?
No, that wasn't. That wasn't then. That wasn't in that time.
So what, he would ask you on a date? Like, hey, you want to go to a theater club with me?
And then a couple of guys I knew from school, you know. Like Luke Lenahan. We had a lot of good times together. See, there were groups in high school, and a lot of them I knew then. But we just went out in groups, and then after that, you know. No, I never asked anybody. That wasn't the way it was. Now it is.
Do you know about dating apps now?
No.
Most people I know in college start dating through like an app.
Yeah, well, Brian, he met his second wife on the dating thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was apps then, but that's how he met her. Mm. And a lot of people seem to have luck, but with the apps, I don't understand that.
What don't you understand?
I just don't get into it. Your mother got into me the other day. She'll say, "Mom, did you know how to take directions in school?" I said, "Yeah, but I never worked on computers. We didn't have computers."
Oh.
And I don't know anything about apps or this is off the record. And she's saying, "Oh, Cameron must have had a password, you know, went for the dynasty." And at one point, gotta hold my hands together. At one point, I had it on there. So I said, "Elaine, there's something here now." She said, "Oh, they're probably trying to sell you something." And it was me coming on for the Ancestry.com. But what do I know? Mm-hmm. But she kept it up that you knew a password. Did I know where your password was? No, I didn't know where your password is. If it would be right under my TV, right under the computer there.
Google wasn't any help.
Pardon?
Google wasn't any help. Your friend Google.
She only knows a certain, you have to know how to ask her in a certain way. No, she wouldn't know how to do that.
Ask her something.
Yeah, ask her something.
Okay, Gogo, what's the temperature? Here's this boring lady again asking me the temperature.
The temperature in Sayreville right now is 41.
And she'll say, I know it's only a tape or whatever it's on there, how they come on, but this lady is so boring. She's always asking me something about her health or something about the weather. Because I wanted to know something about a depression medication.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Zoloft and Remeron, and I wanted to know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
She'll go around about, but if she said, I don't know how to answer that yet, but she told me, but I don't understand all that. We'll ask her about Remeron.
Yeah, ask her.
Okay, Gogo. The antidepressant Remeron.
Mirtazapine is an antidepressant. It can treat depression.
Gee, thanks a lot. Okay, Gogo. Some information on Zoloft.
Sertraline is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, SSRI. It can treat depression, obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD, social anxiety disorder, and panic disorder.
Wait, what's something that you used to enjoy and now you don't?
Oh, like even cleaning my house. I used to like to have projects, getting rid of all my old clothes and giving them to somebody, or I just have no desire to even go through my clothes. And, just doing the things that I used to, and even going out in the yard, like that was last year. I didn't hardly do anything, but then my health, my legs were hurting me too, but yeah, the certain things I used to like to do. We used to like to have some people over, and I don't enjoy that anymore. You're lucky you're here. No, but I enjoyed Marky and Amanda. I said it felt so good to have young people over, because older people sometimes, and I'm one of them too, but I'm a little better than some of my friends. But I have interest in stuff, but I just can't get to do those things that I used to. What I used to do. I talk a lot, but like, Marky was saying about the Dixies and all that kind of stuff. And then I was telling my neighbor, and she said, oh, yeah, they were the good old days. So certain things like that, But I want to get back, or even like fixing my room a different way. I know I'm older, but buying a couple of new things to just make it where I can enjoy just living here. Because it's tough living alone. Which I should have had a boyfriend, or not a boyfriend, but I should have had a companion. Like Amanda was saying, I know somebody's going to listen to this, but she told me I'm not talking out of context. She was telling me how Zet's, that's his name, Zeph, isn't it? His grandfather, they went down, and he said that she's got a girlfriend. He's got a girlfriend, and they don't talk too much, but they sit, they each have lounge chairs, and they listen to the music, which is a good thing. I mean, it's just having somebody there. And, that's what I miss. At least they don't have to live alone, and he comes over a few days, she said. I don't want any companion now.
You're talking about you want...
Yeah, but that was about 8 years ago or 10 years ago. I want somebody who's going to take care of me. Not take care of me, but I don't want to take care of somebody if I get somebody older than me. I have a couple of canes. I have one cane there and another cane there. I mean, we could use a cane, but...
What if you get someone younger?
No way. Are you kidding? To take my clothes off in front of a younger guy? Forget it.
Why not? What would be the perfect age? A guy who's 70?
Are you kidding? No, I don't want anybody. Let's not get into that. I just said I should have, been divorced now for, 13 years or so?
All right, next. Mark, you got any questions?
Not right now.
You could ask me about my love life.
All right.
That type of film.
What do I do for my love life? Absolutely nothing.
Did you do drugs back when you were younger?
No. I never had friends that had alcohol because we had a really good group of friends that we, hung around with. No, the only time I started drinking alcohol was when I met Mr. Gorczynski. And we didn't drink a lot then, but, we didn't have all that much money. But as time went on, we did. But other than that.
Was there weed? Was there marijuana when you were younger?
No, but now, no.
Did it exist? Did you know what it was?
Oh, yeah, because we were away once.
Huh.
And my son Eddie, they would have parties down the basement. And then one day, your mother, Eddie was sick.
Huh.
And no, it was your mom, this is when they were teenagers or whatever. And Elaine, your mom, Elaine, she was sick. And Uncle Eddie came over, and he's going up to the steps, and I'm in here. And then he's going up the step. He says, "Hey, Elaine, you got any joints?" And I'm saying, what the heck is he talking about, joints? So they did.
Wait.
But anyhow, Eddie said, my son Eddie said, "Mom, down in the basement, so I found one." He said, "Why don't you smoke it, Mom? It won't do anything to you." I said, "No way, no, I never smoked it." But now there's a big thing with the CBD oil. You know about that, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you take that?
No, never.
Well, it doesn't have any effects, but they even sell it down in the pharmacy now.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it doesn't really do anything for me. So anyhow, what do you think of, what's his name on Jeopardy? What do you think about him?
Alex Trebek?
Yeah,
What about him?
He's pancreatic cancer.
he's got pancreatic cancer.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, he came on one day and I said, boy, I don't know where he gets the strength from. I would never be able to do that. He got on and it was breaking news on Channel 7.
Oh, really?
And Uncle Eddie said, "Mom, do you have TV on Turn Channel 7? It's on Alex Trebek."
Uh-huh.
And he got on and he said, "I want to be the first one to tell you, and I don't want it to get somebody else tell a different story." He said, "I was to the doctors Wednesday and I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer." And he said, "I'm going to fight it and all this." And he said, "I'm going to continue working."
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see, But I guess the next day he was going on chemotherapy already. Oh yeah, I like that. And it makes you feel good if you can answer 3 or 4 questions. Some of those questions that they ask, it's about history and museums and all. I wouldn't know that, would you? Like the bartender. That bartender, Sean was the first one to ever tell us, because that bartender, he works in a bar right where Sean where they have the apartment. He knew of him, but he doesn't know of him personally. Mm-hmm. And he buys all of his clothes from consignment stores, all the clothes that he owns, and he buys them all from the consignment store. He looks pretty good. He's a little weird though, but he's smart. Mm-hmm. Hey, the ones that were just on won $1 million in that. The ones, I guess they just had a lot of people. They really didn't enjoy it, where they had paid all the high amounts of money. And a lot of people said they didn't care for that. So now they're back to the regular Jeopardy. Mm. But you should go over and, when they watch it, it's interesting. Mm. But I just felt so bad when and like everybody else too, because he's such a nice guy and clean-cut guy. So maybe it was for a reason that, that something like that happened to a person like him. Maybe you'll beat it, but he even said it's a low, great. But he could be one of the lucky ones. Well, I'm sure he's got the best doctors around. Yeah, yeah. And I knew German. I'm telling you, when I worked for that doctor, I knew a German family, and Elsie and Benny Pop. They used to come over, and the guy was a lover boy, and he would come and try to give Irene a few feels. Get out of here, I would say. Get out of here. But yeah, I knew a lot of, that's what I said. I never would have had all that good stuff just living at home, with my sisters and brothers. And all my brothers they took after my dad. They drank a lot. So, no, I never smoked marijuana. No, and I never smoked. Everybody. And then what we used to smoke is that corn husk. We used to roll the corn husk when we were kids. The dry, from the corn, the ears of the corn.
And you used to smoke it?
All that when we were kids.
Really?
Oh, they're all dead.
No.
I lived in Melrose.
Where's Melrose?
Not too far from here.
Did
you go under the hole in the wall. You know where the hole in the wall is?
No, what's the hole?
Oh, Jesus. You know where the hole in the wall is?
No.
Well, your mother would know.
Is that on Bordentown Ave?
No, it's coming up from South Amboy. And then you would go into Mechanicsville, and there's a hole in the wall. Where you could walk and the cars go by too, and that was the hole in the wall. That's, everybody knew about the hole in the wall. I used to hate going through there.
Why?
Driving the car. Because I didn't get my license till I was 40 years old. So you didn't ask me that.
Why didn't you get your license until you were 40?
Well, we never had a car in my family. And then nobody would teach me, and then my ex-husband would, at that time. Then I got pregnant. I was pregnant 5 times, and I didn't. Then when I got to be 40, I got my license, which, thank God, every day that I did. Hey! If I sit in the house now, what do you think I would be doing? But then there were always good times, too, that before I had my license, I used to take the kids. I used to go on the bus. And they'll tell you, how they always used to, your mother will tell you how we always used to go on the bus to Perth Amboy and everything, So it was all that togetherness. Maybe that's what kept us together after, the hard times. Some of the good times outweighed the bad times I had with who. But I never really had anything when I was a kid, maybe to get some of the, my mother never read to us, which is very important, which my mother never had time. She had all those children to read to anybody. That, I think, was, something I missed out. And, no, I don't. I enjoyed my childhood, but I missed out on all that other stuff, what all my friends had, and never had a decent uniform. And I was the only one who went through high school in my family, so I was determined to do that. So I didn't always look that great, but I got through high school. But as far as like your mother and Lisa and them, they said that they really didn't get that great of an education in St. Mary's.
Oh, really?
She never tells you that?
Mm-mm.
No? Doesn't your mother talk to you?
Mm-mm.
But the one thing they got was discipline, in St. Mary's. How am I doing on there?
Pretty good. Actually, there's only 3 minutes left in the tape. Yeah, so there's only 3 minutes left. So we can put a new tape in if you want to keep talking.
No, thanks.
Right.
I'm all talked out.
Mark, do you have any closing statements?
Okay.
Just say you enjoyed listening to Nan.
I enjoyed listening and wish I had a Dixie cup though.
Next time, I'm going to get a couple of dozen of them.
Ooh, look at the
Maybe
cinnamon.
I'll ask Amanda, maybe we'll go to ShopRite or whatever if she comes over Wednesday, Tuesday.